Click, click, boom. What's going on, faithfuls? The Nothing But Niners crew is back, man. Guys, it is time to start putting the focus on this upcoming game. But before we get down to all of that, we have to go through some formalities. I want to thank you guys for checking us out here on this YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, we have a few requests for you, a couple buttons we want you to hit. First and foremost, hit that like button. Let us know that you guys like what we're bringing you guys, so that way we know to continue to doing that, okay? Also, hit that subscribe button. That's going to be how you know every time we're going live, okay? It's going to put it also in a nice little pocket for you and a little YouTube folder when you hit your subscriptions tab, okay? And then last but certainly not least, you want to hit your notifications. That's going to let you know exactly when we're going live, impromptu videos. I started this video right here 4 minutes earlier than we were supposed to go. So you're not going to know that unless you have your notifications turned on. So make sure you do that as well. Give us a follow on our social media pages, guys. You can start with our Twitter and our Snapchat channels. Those are Nothing But 9 ERS. Again, that is nothing but the number 9 ERS. That is Twitter and Snapchat. You can also hit us up on our Facebook and Instagram. Those are Nothing But Niners. That is spelled all the way out with spaces in between. If you forget any of it, don't worry about it. We got you covered, guys. The website, www.nothingbutniners.com. Your one-stop shop for any and everything 49ers from us here at Nothing But Niners. I'm talking podcasts, these videos, articles, a fan page dedicated to you guys, where you guys show us your game day attire. You got a nice little bow tie on. Show us what you're wearing out there, all right? That game day swag. Send us those emails, all right? NB9ERS at Nothing But Niners. Again, that is NB9ERS at Nothing But Niners. Send the game day attire. Send your pets, send your cars, send your office desk. Hey, and if you got questions, comments, or concerns, just send them all right there to the same place. All right, that's it for the formalities, guys. I'm your guy, 49ers Mike _NFL. You can call me, wrong side. You can call me sexy, and I know it if you want. All right, you don't have to. It's all good if you don't. All right, I got my man Tony here with me, NK Niner Fan 499. What's going on, big dog?
What's up, man? Can't wait. Big game, big game, big game. I really wish it was Sunday right now.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Listen, man.
I'm ready for it. I'm so ready for this, man. We've been waiting all year for this. Everyone, we kind of knew it was going to come down for the NFC West, this Week 17 game. The NFL knew it too. But, damn, man, let's go.
Let me tell you
I don't have a bow tie on. I just got my North Face sweatshirt on, so I'm sorry.
Not everybody can be sexy and know it, man. It's all good. So don't you worry about that. I'll hold that part down. Hey, listen, man, let me tell you how important this game is. This game is so important. This game is so big, right? The number one seed for the NFC is on the line, right? And the NFL wanted this game to be the last regular season game of the 2019 season, man. How crazy is that? Because there's no Monday night game next week. They're giving everybody breaks for the postseason. That's it. Yeah. It is the last regular season game that the entire league is going to see. That's special. In the 100th year of the NFL, the 49ers are finishing it off. The team that they had to give, 2 or 3 more primetime games, right?
Yep.
They couldn't get enough of us this year, man.
Our last 2 games flexed.
Yeah. It feels really good to see these guys put back in the limelight. You know, they've worked hard for it. And I honestly, I think they deserve it, man. These guys look really good out there. Even when the team is struggling, oh, man, they still look good. They still keep you on the edge of your seat. You're sweating, you're panting, you're pacing the floors. And then, boom, we're right there, man. We're holding it down, and the Niners are pulling ones out. You know, going into the last game, I made a comment. I said that I wanted to see some reciprocity for the defense, right? The defense was holding us down so long. I said I want to see the offense show that they have what it takes, right? The defense is doing their part. The offense needed to step up. And I was thinking about that, and I was looking at how this game ended, Tony. I think I was wrong. I think the last couple of weeks, the offense has been what's holding us down.
Yeah.
You tell me if you disagree, but
I agree.
The offense has been the one that's going toe-to-toe and blow for blow and winning on the final drives, not the defense. The defense hasn't gotten the stops when they need to. What are your thoughts on that, man?
I think the table's flipped since the first half of the season, where the defense bailed the offense out because the offense really wasn't doing anything. This is pre-Emmanuel Sanders trade. We were throwing out there Marquise Goodwin, Dante Pettis looks. But yeah, man, the tables have turned. And now it's the offense bailing the defense out. But I will say there was a couple good plays by the defense, a couple stops in the latter part of the game versus the Rams in this game.
Yeah, there were some key plays that happened in this game, and that pick six is going to be one that a lot of people talk about.
Mm.
But there were some tackles for loss, and this defense, man, this defense is on a different level right now. This defense is so good that the NFL is actively trying to figure out a way to beat the 49ers, and they're having their it's a copycat league, right? They're like, all right, this defense is too good to beat in a traditional way. How can we do it, right? And so the last loss, and then the loss before that, were to the Seahawks and to the Ravens, right?
Yep.
The mobile quarterbacks. So you look at this game plan that they had against us, right? Look at the Rams game plan. 22 times, Jared Goff was out in motion. They moved him so that he could throw the ball. They figured mobile quarterbacks were what was struggling. Jared Goff, I don't know if this would be true or not, but it looked like he probably rushed for more yards than he'd ever rushed for in a game before. Yeah. He was all over the place, and he is traditionally a pocket passer.
And he's slow. He makes Matt Ryan look like a track star.
Mm-hmm.
But like we touched on the last show, clearly the Baltimore Ravens, the Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals, they exposed this defense. They came up with a plan on how to use the aggressive front of the wide nine that we've been using in passing situations against us. And they've been doing it. Now, I noticed in the Rams game, they did make adjustments. They went back to more of the under look, the base 4-3 under, where the ends aren't as wide. The one end is playing like the Leo role. But, man, they're using our aggression on our front four against us, and they need to, buckle down now. They made some adjustments in the second half where solid. I was reading something online that the bootlegs per yards cut in half. There was less bootlegs for more yards in the first half. There was more bootlegs for less yards in the second half. So right then and there, it tells you that Saleh has made adjustments, and it's good. It's good that he's making adjustments, and it's good that they're buckling down and not as undisciplined on their front four.
Yeah, Robert Saleh has had to kind of bite his tongue a little bit and pull back on that all gas, no brake mantra. He's actually having to tell these defensive linemen, hey, guys, slow down. Let's secure our positions first. See if they're getting out. You know what I'm saying? And so they're not coming in there full speed, full steam ahead like what he was preaching, because the NFL is like, hey, we see what you guys are doing. We're not going to let you beat us that way. We're going to change it up so that way you guys have to work a little bit harder for these wins. And the defense is doing a good job adjusting. They really, really are. But think about that for a second. Think about how good this defense is. Sean McVay is viewed by some, he was anyway, as this offensive guru, this offensive genius, right?
Mm-hmm.
49ers defense is so good that they had to change their entire offensive plan to come in there and play the most important game of their season against us. Think about that. That is not Jared Goff's game. 22 rollouts? Are you kidding me? That's not how they play. They have never played that way. And the Niners defense is so good. They were like, you know what, man? Guys, we got to pull out all the stops here. We have to try to beat them. What's their weakness? And the defense is making opposing offenses change, not in the middle of the game. They game plan that all week long, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big tip to Robert Saleh, man, for real.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to touch on a couple injuries with the injury reports coming out. As you all know, D Ford is out this week. There's been a new name. Well, not a new name, a familiar name with a new injury, and that's Julian Taylor. We were all happy that he was cleared for practice. He was full go. Now, all of a sudden, his name pops up on the limited end with a knee injury. It's serious enough that the team is sending him for an MRI. In my opinion, that's not good. He's not going to play this week.
There's more than an MRI that's happening. They have already reached out to backup interior defensive linemen. This is another big setback for this defensive line, man. This is a really, really big setback here.
Correct. And I see them probably IRing him, because clearly he's not. If he's getting an MRI and they're already reaching out to free agents, it's not good. So he's probably going to be IR'd. Now, a couple interesting scenarios we have is we could pull up Kevin Givens from the practice squad, a defensive tackle from Penn State. He's like 6'1", 285. He's a smaller guy, quick, quick off the line, powerful, low center of gravity. Or we could bring somebody that was on the roster in preseason that played, pretty decent in preseason, but granted is versus 2s, 3s, and 4s. And that's Jay Bromley. He's a defensive tackle from Syracuse, about 4 or 5 years in the league. He's more of a run stuffer. I see Givens as more as like a gap shooting, penetrating, pass rushing defensive tackle, similar to what they have in like Sheldon Day. I mean, listen, I would love to see him come up and given an opportunity, but I think we need more of the run stuffer, especially with the Seahawks adding the pieces that they've added in the backfield to fulfill the injuries that they sustained. But and it looks like on the good news, it looks like Tart possibly might be coming back this week.
So let me start with the Julian Taylor part. That is going to be a big blow, and I do like the idea of bringing up Givens. What gives me hesitation about that is that young man going into that stadium with the importance of this game, and that being his first NFL game. That's what makes me hesitate. That's what gives me a little bit of pause there. I'm not sure what the Niners should do and who they should be looking at. It'll be very interesting to see, though. There's got to be someone that they liked at some point and just didn't move on them for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I'll be looking for that. I want to see what they do. This is also going to be an issue because of just the general numbers and the depth. The team has been trying to do this rotation. We saw it executed last week with the pass rushers. All three of the big three, I should say, the Bosa, the Buckner, and Armstead. None of them played more than 52 snaps last week.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to be able to do that with this kind of loss. And the team getting rid of Jeremiah Valaga, and bringing back oh my God, I'm having a brain fart. Bringing in
Anthony Zettel.
Anthony Zettel. So I'm not sure how many snaps Anthony Zettel's going to get. You know what I'm saying? So we got some things to talk about here. Go ahead. I saw you perk up there a little bit. What's up,
man? When I saw that they signed him, I went on YouTube and put Anthony Zettel highlights. Whew, my man tackled a friggin' tree and brought it down.
He literally tackled a tree and what?
He's a beast, man. But he's not actually. I mean, I'm not comparing him to this player.
I wouldn't say this on here. Don't do it, Tony.
He is. I'll get roasted.
They're gonna kill you on here if you say.
Yeah, no, I know. But he's a bring your lunch pail to work type of guy, and he'll fight you blue collar. He's that type of player. So it's going to be interesting. Maybe they saw something in him that he can line up on the interior. He's not only going to be coming off the edge, but now who's going to be filling that outside interior spot? So it's going to be interesting to see what direction they go. If they sign a true interior guy, he's going to stay on the outside. If they bring in another speed guy, you might see him on the inside, and the new guy come in and rotate on the outside.
Right.
But he is talented. I'm not going to say he's going to come in here and have a 3-sack game. No, he's a high motor guy, but he's limited in his pass rush moves. He's not as polished as a Nick Bosa or a D Ford type edge rusher. But he's that guy. He's strong as a bull, and he has a high motor. So I'm really looking forward to what he has to offer.
All right, I'm gonna give you a little crazy thought, and I don't think this is gonna happen, but let's put it out there anyway, right? Just for kicks and giggles. All right. Right now, we heard that Mike Person is returning back to practice. All right, and we know Mike Person can play guard. He can also play center. What do you think about them taking Ben Garland and putting him back on the defensive line, where he originally came from? Just for snap sakes and use
not now.
Use run skill in person on the offensive line.
Not now. I don't think they'll do that now.
No,
I think this game means way too much. I think this offensive line playing the past couple games is starting to get in sync a little bit. I mean, the running lanes were a little better versus the Rams. You see him got into the second level. Even in the screen game, he got out and led on blocks.
Oh, he's been balling.
I think they need to keep him there and let him to continue to progress with this offensive line and get more reps. The better you are, the more reps you get, the better you're going to play. So I don't think he's going to go to the defensive side of the ball at all. I think he's staying there, and he's going to have a big challenge this
Yeah.
week and going into the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree, man. I really like this. I like this young man, and a lot of people were like ready to hate on him so quickly. I was like, you guys aren't watching him well because that guy's active. Like you said, he's getting to the second level. He's out. He's doing his thing, and I'm like, I don't understand why people are hating on this guy so much. But I agree with you. It's just a crazy thing because I know that he played on the other side of the ball previously, so I wanted to put that out there. All right. So we talked about Taylor possibly bringing up Givens and someone else off of the street. The other injury that you mentioned was
Tart.
Listen, I think Tart is a very, very important part to this defense. And I think that we are suffering in the secondary without Tart. I think if we bring Tart back, this defense looks vastly different. I do believe that. I honestly believe that. Between communication, ability, and all that, coverage ability, I think that it's a completely different game.
Yep.
That said, I wouldn't bring Tart back for this game. I would not rush him back. He's got the shoulder injury, right?
No, he's ribs.
Ribs.
It's funny, on Christmas Eve, I thought it was, one of the players posted a clip in the DB room during the meeting, and they gave him a box, and it was all wrapped up. He opened it up, and inside it was a flak jack to attach to his pads to protect his ribs.
Yeah.
It was kind of funny, but
No, I get it, and it's like I just don't want. See, what I'm worried about. I'm thinking long picture. I'm thinking long haul, right? Yeah. You don't want to put this guy out there right now. He's like, okay, I can help us. We get the number 1 seed, but then he hurts himself, and now he needs 3 weeks off, 4 weeks off. You know what I mean?
It's a tough call, but this game, Mike, I mean, listen, I thought about it too. Should we roll with Harris one more week and really rest him and let him come back fresh, missing this week, plus if we win, the first round? But you need your aces on the field for this game. I mean, our backs are against the wall. We're going to come out fighting. We're going to come out swinging. And this is going to go all 60 minutes. It's going to be a fight. But I think that because if he gets one shot, and it doesn't matter if it's this Sunday or 2 Sundays from now, his ribs are going to – he's done. It's just a matter of if he gets a clean blow on those ribs, it's going to refracture, and he's going to have a problem.
That's what I'm worried about. That's why.
Well, it doesn't matter if it's this week or 2 weeks from now. I think he needs a full.
Yeah, but no. Let's wait a second. Now, if he doesn't play this week, it's 3 weeks in total. Sunday. It's 3 Sundays from now if he doesn't play. I think that's a lot of time to heal.
Yeah. Well,
that's if we win. That's assuming that we win. You get what I'm saying? So I'm worried. I don't know if I would rush him back. It's something just to keep in the back of our minds. You know what I mean? To see. This is a very, very important game, right? You don't want to go on the road. You don't want to go on the road.
No, you don't. Because you got to win 3 straight. You don't. And the only reason why I'm kind of leaning towards playing him this game, as we all know, Josh Gordon got suspended again. He's pretty much done from the NFL, in my opinion. He's not playing for the Seahawks anymore. But
I wouldn't count that out.
With him being suspended now going into this game, I think the new wild card of that offense is going to be the Jacob Hollister, the tight end. So I think you need your best secondary on the field that game, because I think now that he's out, it's going to be Jacob Hollister on the third downs. So,
all right, we're getting into scheme a little bit, and I agree with what you're saying. But with Russell Wilson, we know you watch Russell Wilson. He's developing into more of a pocket passer than what people like to admit, right?
Yeah,
however,
definitely. Well, at least in the first 3 quarters.
That's what I was going to say. However, when the game is on the line, when the games are more important, and even in the playoffs, Seattle will start letting him have his freedoms and use his legs, right? Doesn't that mean that they're going to be playing more zone?
I don't know. But I'll tell you what. I thought the Arizona Cardinals, who have a horrible secondary, came up with a pretty damn good defensive game plan. And what they did was some plays they spied them, and then some plays they ran delayed blitzes. And I'll tell you, I mean, I don't watch the whole game, but some of the plays that I was popping in on back and forth, Russell looked confused. Not confused, but he didn't look comfortable like he normally does, where he waits there, he'll move around a little bit, and then he'll just take off. He was looking. The next thing you know, here comes that free guy because they ran the delayed blitz. Credit to Vance Joseph. That's one hell of a game plan. And guess what? Now that's on film. So now that's kind of like the kryptonite, how to stop Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks offense. Like, teams put on film how to stop, to attack our defense, I should say. But it was an interesting game plan. And I was like, wow, this is pretty damn good.
I agree, man. I was thinking about this. I know we're moving forward to the Seahawks game, and I just want to say, the very end of the game, Kendrick Bourne came through in the clutch, and then there was a Sanders play. From now on, anything 3rd and 10 or longer, I'm just going to call it 3rd and Jimmy. That's it. Garoppolo, I'm going to call it that from now on. Anything 3rd and 10 or longer is 3rd and Jimmy time. Like, that's it. Yeah. I want to see what Jimmy Garoppolo can do. I wanted to put that out there. I knew we weren't going to do a big like this big, game review or anything like that, but I definitely want to put that out there because, oh, man, I like this guy. I really like this young quarterback, man. And I see people getting ready to give up on him and things like that, I saw this too. This is Zach here. I saw that also, Jimmy 316. That's good. Is that blasphemous? But that's good. I don't. But that is good. That is good. So, all right, man. I want to ask you some questions about this upcoming game, and I know we're not gonna get super deep into it, but we got to talk about this Marshawn Lynch thing. Marshawn Lynch, Robert Turbin coming back to the Seattle Seahawks. What are they doing, Tony? Break it for me, man. Because I'll be honest with you, I don't care about these guys, and I feel like that's arrogant of me to say. I feel like it's almost like I'm overlooking these guys, but two guys who haven't played in a year coming off of the couch, it's really hard to make me fearful of what they're going to bring to the table. I don't feel it. I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't know, and I feel like I'm wrong. So talk me out of this. What's going on, man?
All right. So basically, I spoke to you about this over the phone and through text message. I feel this is Pete the Snake Carroll at his best. I feel this is a mind game. Okay. I think that he wants to get the 49ers. He wants to get in the 49ers' head right now by adding Marshawn Lynch. Clearly, his team has struggled versus him, in the past under Jim Harbaugh and stuff. Listen, you got to give credit to where credit is due. Lynch is a big physical runner. He will wear your defense down. He will run you over if you don't wrap up, square up, and take his ass down to the ground. But I think it was you that said 2 weeks ago he's down in shots of tequila at the Oakland game. So you got to really question what kind of condition and shape he's in. Then now they're showing videos on ESPN of him working out. That's great. Yeah. You know what? Anybody can do that for a half hour, 45 minutes a game, a day. But getting back to my original point, I honestly feel that this is to get into the heads of the 49ers. Get them worried. Get them saying, oh, my God, Marshawn Lynch is coming back. What do we do? All that mental aspect stuff. And you got to face it, guys, because now when he steps on the field, that stadium is going to explode. It's going to be so damn loud. These fans are going to go nuts just because Marshawn Lynch, who literally came off the street taking shots of tequila, is in a Seahawks uniform, running out onto the field for the first snap with the Seattle Seahawks and their offense. Great. It is what it is. They made that decision to bring him in. They also brought in Turbin. But here's the other side of it. Carson and Lynch are two similar styles. They're big, physical backs. The 49ers faced Carson. What was that? The 31st of October they played them? Or was it after that? I don't remember the date. But they played him. And, it was a slugfest. So I think this defense is going to rise up to the challenge. And I don't think Pete Carroll's mind game is going to work. and it's no disrespect to Lynch. I think Lynch is probably going to get between 10 and 15 carries. He'll probably, if he hits it right, he can get maybe 50 yards. If he gets a touchdown, yeah, maybe. But like we talked about previously, Mike, this isn't his offensive coordinator when he was there. So how much does he know of this offense? So basically what it's going to be is, here you go, Marshawn, run right. Here you go, Marshawn, run left. And that's what it's going to be. It's his offensive coordinator was Devin Bevel. This is Schottenheimer, two different schemes. So I don't really understand why they would. I know they need somebody and they were desperate, but I don't know.
You know, I honestly think that this whole Marshawn Lynch thing could have a reverse effect of what they're hoping for. You're saying that you're hoping for like this emotional charge and things like that. The reports that I saw, the first thing was from, was it Joe Fan that tweeted this out? But he said that the players were starstruck when Marshawn came in. First of all, we're preparing for a game. I can't sit here and be starstruck. You can't do that. That's no way to get. You know what I'm saying? There's no way.
No, absolutely. No, you're trying to say it could be potentially a distraction.
Right. And then they said today, when the team got together, the offensive game plan, and Schottenheimer comes in, they said Marshawn Lynch was sitting in his chair.
Yeah.
He's sitting in his seat. What message are you sending? Like, this is, I don't know. They're trying to convince us that they're preparing for this game hard. You know, I did see Joe Fan tweet out today that he said Clowney said that they're preparing for this game harder than they've prepared for any other game this year, and that it's a warlike atmosphere and da 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 da. This is looking like a shit show. It's looking like a clown show right now.
Yeah.
He showed up. Did you see the Skittles? Did you see?
Yeah, falling out of the truck. Yeah.
Skittles. He just opened the door and let run into the streets of.
But the problem is, Mike, that's the way he's been. That's the way he was, and that's the way he always will be. But the problem is this team is not acclimated to that. They're not used to seeing that type of, if you will, distraction.
Mm-hmm. I understand what you're saying. They're not used to seeing it. Yeah.
So, like, it could blow up in their face or it could be good. He can run all over us. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. So it's kind of like, you know, it's like, you don't know. You don't know what this is going to be. But I'm going to tell you right now, the minute that guy trots out on that field in the uniform, that place is going to explode. So it's up to the offense to take that crowd out of the game.
Does it have a negative effect on their offense? You got to think about this. They can't wait to cheer for Marshawn Lynch. You don't want cheering when the offense is on the field. You want the offense to be quiet.
I agree with you.
Seattle fans going to be enough to be like, yeah, let's go. Like while they're out there in the huddle and trying to.
I don't know. Man. I don't know.
It's.
I mean, personally, like, I just don't understand why you would. I don't know. If I was in charge of the Seattle Seahawks, I would not bring Marshawn Lynch back. I'm sorry. It's not a knock against him. They moved on from him. They worked out C.J. Anderson, who literally carried the Rams to the Super Bowl because Gurley was banged up.
Yeah, I couldn't believe they passed on C.J. Anderson. So
I would have went with a back like that, even though he might not have been the best fit.
Right.
But he's a guy that's going to come in and work. If this guy, if he starts getting stuffed on plays and like, you know, dropped in the backfield for losses, you don't know how this guy's is a ticking time bomb. You don't know how he's going to react.
Yeah, I do think that, you know, he's had nothing to do but sit around. I do think he's going to have fresh legs. I think there's a value to that. I do think that he could, you know, I think that he might, the first couple of drives, I think he'll be very effective. You know what I'm saying? I think that he'll be in there, and I think that he'll get some good runs. He's got the freshest legs in the league right now. They have two guys that have no mileage on them from this season. And so when they're out there and they're doing their thing, I think that they're going to wave high. There you go. I think that when they're out there and they're doing their thing early on, they might get some bigger runs. But you know what? After a while, you're not in football shape, bro. You've been sitting down for over a year. You've been sitting there doing interviews and commercials and all. You haven't been running. You haven't been building up your stamina. You know what I mean? Like that stuff goes away, man. Especially over a year, bro. Over a year, almost a year and a half. I'm not buying it, man. He'll be all right in the beginning, but man, let me tell you, 2 or 3 drives later, it's over for him.
I just want to touch on something. I just saw Adrian Gonzalez put in the room. He said Tony Lynch has experience and is a proven winner. You're 100% right. He has experience. He is a proven winner. He's been separated from the game over a year. 2 weeks ago, he was drinking tequila in a parking lot.
I want to be clear. I said he was giving out tequila shots.
No, I heard he was doing shots while he was giving them out.
All right.
But whatever. It is what it is. His style, if he could do it, it's his style that's going to be able to do it. Like, he's not that speed finesse back. He's that bull you over, hit the corner, drop his head, and run you over. So if he could get, I mean, he's not going to be a 25, 30 carry guy. I don't think he has the stamina to do that. Now, I'm not saying he's a horrible player, but I just think to come in a game this big, you haven't carried the ball since the Oakland Raiders, week 6?
Right.
And he really wasn't that great with Oakland. Now, I don't know if it was because of the offense, the offensive line, the quarterback, whatever, the system. And now all of a sudden he's coming in and everyone thinks they're going to just go on this run and win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You could be in good shape. He could be in good shape. He could be cut up. He could be, he's a big dude. He always was thick, big thighs, thick upper body. But being thick and being in shape that way and being in game shape are two different things.
Yeah.
So, listen, all credit for him. He's coming out. He's giving it a shot. I just hope he doesn't get injured. I don't want to see anyone get injured. But that's another thing you got to take into consideration. Football moves. Those muscles aren't used to that. Those knees and ligaments and tendons are not used to that. So, let him get through the game. Let him see what he does, and if he does good, he does good. They look like geniuses. But
this could be a long ball thing for them. They could be thinking about beyond this game. They know they're getting to the dance. They know they're a playoff team.
Yes, it's whether what seed.
Right. This game is strictly about seeding for both of these teams. When it all comes down to it, you're there. The goal is to get through healthy and prepare for the future. That's what it is. There's pros and cons to this home and away game. And now, obviously, you want the number 1 seed. You have one less game that you have to win, right? But if you're starting in the wild card, you know who you're playing every week. If you got the bye week, you have no idea who you're playing until the previous weekend is over and all the games are done. You have an extra week, right? But it's not like an extra week of preparation. You don't know who you're playing yet. You get what I'm saying? And so
exactly.
There's pros and cons to it. They might be thinking long ball. They might be thinking, hey, let's get them in here and let's let them run a little bit, but let's put some of those NFL calluses on that body and keep it going. You get what I'm saying? So I just think that it's
symmetry right there. Just made a very valid point. Symmetry 7. Turbin is the one who should we be worried about.
Yeah.
All the focus is on Marshawn Lynch because he's the name. This guy could come out. Maybe he's in better shape than Marshawn. You don't know.
I completely agree with that thought. And if they had have signed Carson, that's who I would have been worried about the most. But since they didn't, it's like, oh well, I'm not going to stress about it because that's on them. That's their dumb fault. So, all right, let me get this comment off of here. Now we know that they've lost some wide receivers.
Mm-hmm.
We know that they signed Marshawn Lynch and Turbin.
Mm-hmm.
What is this going to do for their play action game, man? The Niners players are going to bite hard when Lynch is in there. We know it. We both know it. We should prepare ourselves to see
Absolutely.
it. We should not get frustrated. We should not get frustrated when we see this happen. And it's going to happen, Faithful.
And that's why them biting hard, that's going to open up the field for Jacob Hollister. And that's why I think Tart is very important in this game. Okay? With Marshawn Lynch running the ball, you would want the Marcel Harris to come in and just freaking launch his body like a heat-seeking missile into him. But now you're losing on the pass coverage end of the ball, end of the defense. So you're going to see, like you just said, credit to you. You brought it up. you're going to see that action in the backfield, that run RPO stuff at the mesh point, and he's going to decide whether he's going to throw it or he's going to give it or he's going to run it. Now, that's going to pull our linebackers up, and now you're doubling the space between the second level and the third level of the defense, and it's going to be open. That's why I said Hollister is the guy that could potentially have the biggest game out of all these and be the most affected in a positive way by Marshall and Lynch. You're 100% right. These guys are going to be looking in the backfield all day. Where is he? Where's 24? And that's that. And the bad thing about that is that's when 3 could slip right by you, Russell Wilson, because they're going to be so fixated on finding him. If they come out and play to their keys, they play to their responsibilities, they do their jobs, each and every individual out of the 11 guys, that's how you're going to stop this team, not by doing individual stuff. Oh, I see him. I'm going to jump up and try to get it, get to the hole faster than he can. You guys are going to get smoked. You need to play disciplined football this week.
I think their starting running back is going to be very indicative of their game plan going forward. I honestly think that if Lynch isn't the guy that's out there on the very first opening drive, no, I shouldn't say the opening drive. I think they'll put him out there for the opening drive for an emotional charge, but on the second drive, if he's not the guy that's out there, I think that's going to tell us something about his endurance and all. And so we'll see what happens there. Let's flip it, though. Let's talk about their defense really quick and how the Niners can counter that. We talked about the offense and what they could do against them. Let's talk about this defense for a little bit. You know what? I wanted to say this at the very top of this show. Anything that you guys thought about from the previous game and how it might apply, throw it out. Anything, absolutely anything that you thought about from the Niners and Seahawks game before. These are two very, very different teams. Nothing that we saw before matters. We didn't have Kittle. We had Sanders, but he had the bad ribs. He had one catch, I believe, in that entire game. We didn't have Joe Staley and Mike McGlinchey in the way that we have them now. Both of those guys had just come back from missing time, and they did not look good in their first games, okay? Jadeveon Clowney was healthy, took advantage of those 2 beat-up tackles, and now it's the flip side. Those 2 tackles are healthy now, and he's the one that's beat up and fighting to get back out there and play. We didn't have George Kittle. That changes everything that they do on defense. I mean, look, man, this is a completely different set of teams right here. They're down their running backs. They're down their tackle. They don't have their starting safety. It's all different. It's all different. So when we compare this stuff, we can't use anything from the last games. The Niners' offensive attack is different. Their offensive attack is different. I mean, it's all different. So with that being said, how do we attack their defense? And are you as worried about Clowney as a lot of people are saying they are?
All right. Clowney is clearly banged up. He's not 100%. But he flat out said he's playing this game and he wouldn't miss it for anything. Okay. I would hope so, because this is a big game. Like you're saying, it's a contract year because you're under a 1-year deal. But like you touched on, Staley is 4 games in from his broken finger from the surgery. He's got his legs back underneath him. The leg is even more healed than what it was when he first faced him. McGlinchey's playing at a very high level. He's back up to speed. Okay, now you're talking about depth on their defense. Clowney's nowhere near 100%. I think we could all agree with that. Not saying he's a horrible player. He's a good player, but the injury, I think, is going to prevent him from being what he could be or what he was versus when we played them at home. They lost a lot of depth across their front 4. They lost Woods to a 4-game suspension for PEDs. You have Reed still. You have Poona Ford. The opposite end is Green. But there's the most important part, and I really, really, really think if this guy misses this game, like they're saying it, that's Quadri Diggs. Once they acquired him from Detroit, that back half of that defense came together, okay? The coverage was a lot tighter. He is a very good safety. He was a slot corner, but they moved him to safety in this scheme, and it's an excellent fit. Kudos to their management. But if he's not out, Kyle's going to attack. When I say attack, he's going to attack the middle of that defense. I know Bobby Wagner's there. Bobby Wagner is a phenomenal middle linebacker, but he's been struggling in coverage. Go ahead.
You said if he's not out, Shanahan's going to attack the defense, the middle of the defense?
Yes. I think he's going to he's going to go right at that middle because it's not Quadre Diggs. If Diggs was there, I think Kyle would be a little more, or not organized, but stick to that script. I think he's going to go right for that center of the defense and see how that safety plays. Another questionable return, questionable playing this game is possibly Griffin, the corner, who's had a bad hamstring injury. They said he's been limited. I mean, we'll see. What's his name came back? Sherman after 1 week with a grade 2 strain, so you don't know. But overall, I think with the amount of injuries that they have, I think Kyle's going to really try to test them. And Arizona came up, again, Cliff Kingsbury came up with one hell of a game plan, and he attacked the edges of the Seattle defense. He ran right to the wide. He ran left to the wide. Outside zones, whether it was in a shotgun handoff or even under center, they attacked the outside of their defense, and they were pretty damn successful. I don't know the total what they ran for, by the end of the game, but they were pretty successful. And I think Kyle saw that, and it's on film. And I think this could possibly be the game where you're going to see Mostert and Breida, two guys that can get outside. And once they get outside, they turn those jets on, you're not going to catch them. So we'll see. I mean, it's going to be really interesting. Of course, Kyle has his first 15 to 20 scripted. Then he makes his in-game adjustments after that, see what he can get away with and see how the defenses, react to his plays. So it's really going to be interesting. This really is one – I don't want to curse. This is one hell of a damn game. This game is probably one of the biggest games in 49er history this weekend.
I want to bring my guy Breezy in here in a second. I see that he popped in down there. Oh, never
Zach,
mind.
thank you for the $5.
Yeah. But I was going to say before I do this, I've seen this comment in here. Dre's been posting it in here. I've seen it all over Twitter, and people just think that's it. That's the key. Kittle's going to eat, right? It's not always that easy, though, guys. If you know that's your weakness on your defense, and you know that's the opposing team's strength, you game plan for that. It's not always going to be that easy, guys. I'm just saying. I'm not saying Kittle's not going to get hit. I'm not saying he's not going to get off. But let me tell you guys, as much as we hate Seattle, as much as I can't stand Pete Carroll, they are a smart defense. They're nowhere near as good as they used to be, and they still have, 11, 12 wins already? They're a smart team, man. They're a smart team. It's not just as simple as, oh, that guy sucks. This guy is good. They play against each other. We have a mismatch. It's just not that simple. I hope Kittle's going to go crazy, though. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying that this is going to be a fun game. Now, let me ask you this question, Tony. Mm-hmm. You said this is like the biggest game and da-da-da-da-da, and the NFL is excited to see it and all. The Niners were 3-point favorites before they signed Lynch and Turbin. I haven't checked it since then. So
let's check it right now.
I was going to say, if anybody's out there looking at it, you guys can pull that up really quick. Let's see how much of a difference those two running backs made. But I do want to ask you this question, and this is when people start saying I'm you don't think we're ever gonna lose and da 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 da. Would you be surprised if the Niners blew out the Seattle Seahawks in this game?
3.5-point favorites.
So we went
in
up
Seattle.
We went up a half a point, huh?
I don't think it's going to stay that way.
Wow.
I don't. I think Vegas is trying to play a game right now. Giving Seattle 3.5 at home, that's a lot. That line will be down to 2.
Bro, that means that they got Niners. Okay.
Sorry.
Wow.
It's going to be. It's going to be. I understand what you said. I just want to touch on this real quick. You said it's not the player, it's the coaching. And I can't stand Pete Carroll when he chomps on that gum like a freaking cow. I just want to choke his ass out. But he is one hell of a defensive coach. He was our defensive coordinator for 2 seasons. And you can't question this guy's knowledge on the defensive side of the ball. He's an excellent coach. But I will say this, there's a night and day difference from before Quadre Diggs took over as the free safety and after he took over as the free safety. That pass defense was atrocious. Teams were
Tony, we know that this defense, like, you need to have either excellent pass rush or really good cover guys in the back. Like that's we've seen it. You look at what when they started falling apart and what they started losing. You know, when that secondary fell apart over there, it wasn't quite the same. So
you're right. I agree with you, but now it comes down to this: like, who's going to be better prepared? Who's going to be better? Who's going to call the better plays at the points in the game? You know what I'm saying? And that's where you got to kind of tip your hand because now it's Kyle versus Ken Norton.
And I give the advantage to Kyle Shanahan. Here's my issue, though. Here's my issue. It's the off-scripted plays that the
Seahawks
yes. It's not about the game. I think Robert Saleh can come up
on offense.
On their offense, yes. It's their offensive off-scripted plays. That's what I worry about. I saw a stat that said the 49ers haven't put up more than 20 points in Seattle since 2011. That ain't good enough. That ain't good enough. I think. You think we put up more than 20 this game?
It could be possible. Yes.
You still have the line pulled up. What's the over under?
Oh shit. 1 second, Mike. I've got to.
That'll tell us what Vegas thinks.
What do you think it is?
43. No, 43.5.
47.
It's 47. 47. So you subtract 3.5. That's 43.5. And you divide that by 2. And that is 41.5, 41.75. 4175.
It's interesting.
2175. 21.
It's interesting.
Wow, it's oh man,
I honestly think Vegas wants everyone to jump on Seattle. That's what I think.
Oh, baby. Ooh. Hey, by the way, guys, I Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Umoja, like I am so sorry, guys. We came in here and just got right to football talk. I am sorry. Happy holidays to everybody out there, man. I did not mean to do that at the end of the show, but you know, it was with kind words from the heart. I'm sorry about that, guys. All right, so now I want you to answer my question. Would you be surprised if the Niners went in there and blew them out?
No. Because I listen, the Superdome is very loud. The Link is very loud. I think the Saints have a better defense. And you saw what this team did. Honestly, I think it could be that. I really do. I think Kyle could dig deep, and really put it on. Because at this point, this is your I'm not gonna say this is your Super Bowl. This is a playoff game.
Everyone, that's what I was gonna say. Everyone kept saying, "Oh, we got to get the bye." We don't get a bye. This is our first playoff game, right?
This is a playoff game. You have to go into it thinking this is a. Richard Sherman said it best. He goes, "Whatever happened between me and Harbaugh, I still got to riff with him, but this is business. This is a business trip to Seattle to play football," and he hit it best. And this is where the money comes in. This is where this team pays dividends. Well, receives the dividends from Richard Sherman. The veteran leadership that he brings, Staley brings, all the guys that they added to this roster. Weston Richburg was never on the was he on the Super Bowl team?
Who's that?
Richburg?
No.
He was on a playoff team, but not a Super Bowl team. These are all the veterans that have experience in big games, and this is what you need. And this is the time they really step up and take control of this team. Okay, because I'll be honest with you, there's a lot of youth on this team, minus those 3 or 4 guys. A lot. Granted, Seattle's got a lot of youth, but guess what we have? Guess what they have? They have a potential all-pro MVP quarterback.
Yes, sir.
All right, and I'm not saying that's a knock against Jimmy. By all means. Jimmy's been around the best. He watched the best. He learned from the best. He won with the best. So he knows what it takes. So Russell played it. So he knows what it takes as a player to get it done. I think that, I don't know. I think this is going to be one of those games like, you see on like the NFL Network 10 years from now as like a classic. That's what I think.
Very interesting. Very, very, very interesting, man. All right, guys. I think we're going to wrap it up here, man. This has been a fun show. I got a lot more to say, but I want to save it. I'm going to come back here before this game. I'm going to demand some respect for a couple of our players. Fred Warner being one of them. Akella Witherspoon being one of them. Emmanuel Mosley, not to be slighted, is going to get some respect also. Richard Sherman is going to get some respect out here. My boy Kendrick Bourne is going to get some respect out here. Right? Ben Garland is going to get some respect out here. Jimmy Garoppolo is going to get some respect out here. But I'm not going to do all that tonight. I'm
just saying, bro. I was just getting warmed up. I'm ready to roll, bro.
That's what I'm saying. No. We got to give him some more later on, man. I'm not going to do this long, drawn out, 2-3 hour show. I don't have that in me. I have it in me, but we have a long weekend ahead of us, man. We're playing Sunday night. We have a long time before this game comes, man. I got a holiday party to go to on Saturday. I want to talk to you guys and have a cigar. Maybe we'll do one while I'm at the cigar parlor or something. I don't know.
I'm out Saturday. I got to work.
Oh, boo. You get off at 11:30. You can go.
Get off at 11 o'clock.
There you go. See, it's even better. See, we can do showtime at 11:30. Stop slacking. Come on, man. You can do it.
Slacking.
You can do it. Come on, man.
That's a big word right there, pal.
No, man. But I definitely want to talk more Niners football. We're going to do a show on Sunday as also. Before the game. So even then, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I've got some guys that I'm not calling them out, but there's some guys that we got to get some respect for, and I'm here to do that. That's what I'm here to do, man. It's hard not to keep talking. It really, really is hard not to keep talking, dude.
You're biting your tongue, so am I.
Go ahead. Let me give you the floor, man. Let's do one more little round of anything. Go ahead. What's up, man? Tell me anything.
Listen, I can go anywhere you want, man. There's a lot to talk about this game. There's a lot on the line. There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot of matchups. There's a lot of, game planning and scripting and play. Bro, I don't even know. There's so much to say. You're gonna see the reverse sweeps, the orbits, the motions. Kyle's gonna go crazy. I honestly think at the end of this game, you're gonna say, "Wow." That's what I think. I don't think. I don't know. I don't know, man. I just feel. I know Pete Carroll's there, but if you're gonna go to a head-up matchup between offensive play caller and defensive play caller.
We have the matchup.
Ken Norton's got his hands full. I'm sorry.
Yes. All right. So listen, I think the offense is going to be fine. I think this. The main reason I think the offense is going to be fine, because now starts the preparation for the playoffs. What Shanahan does in this game in particular, no matter who we play next, they're going to be studying this game right here.
Of course, that's why it doesn't matter. Your backs are against the wall. This is your first playoff game.
Yeah,
you got to play. You got to go all out. And then you know what? He could pull the fullback option, the double reverse pass. He could put it all on tape, because now guess what's going to happen? Now it's about game planning and scheming and play calling, and that's the difference. This is week 17. This is your win or go home. Yes, Round 1, Week 1, we get the bye, home through the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And just to let you know, remember 3 weeks ago we looked at the airlines. It was $199 round trip from Newark to SFO. Not no more.
I guarantee it's like $400 now.
Not no more, buddy. I looked. But listen, it is what it is. It's going to be a great game either way.
That's your question, man. All right, this is something that I was going to save for later. One of these guys, I'm going to put my let's get some respect for him, but I'm gonna digress right now. There's 2 rookie linebackers that we have. Are you concerned about these guys? Not so much in this game, but in general. Aziz Al-Shaair and Dre Greenlaw. These guys are they're big players, they're big contributors, and they're forced into these positions. Are you concerned about these guys?
I'm concerned with Aziz. I'm not concerned with Dre because remember Dre made that huge play and picked off Russell. Aziz is a little. I understand he came from Florida Atlantic. It's a lower competition of college football. He was forced into this position due to injury. The reason why, in my opinion, he's starting over Nazaucha because Nazaucha, his limit. He hit his ceiling. He's a run defender. He's in pass coverage. He's not as fast as Aziz. Aziz gives you that speed. Aziz probably has a higher ceiling. But the reason why Aziz is on the field is because of his athletic ability and his ability to cover a lot of space in a short time. So with that being said, it still doesn't make him a phenomenal football player because he's young, man. He's young. This stage could be too big for him. That's why I think potentially, you could see the Niners in a nickel. And if they want to go a big nickel, you could see Harris come up. If Tart plays, you could see Harris come up as the third linebacker. Because this guy will take your head off if he has an opportunity to. Eric Sanchez, thank you for the $5 donation.
So you think that you said as the third linebacker?
Yes. The big nickel.
Okay.
Not in the base. In the base, you're going to see what's his name come out, Aziz. I am not worried about Greenlaw. I think Greenlaw is going to be next year. I think we could have probably a top 5 linebacking core between Greenlaw, Fred Warner, and damn it, what the hell? Quan Alexander.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to be interesting. I'm really interested to see what Salah's going to do. I really am. I'm not worried about Kyle. I want to see what Salah's going to do and how he's going to play this offense because teams have adjusted for Seattle. They made their moves. They made their switches. This is the first time you've ever seen a team do delayed blitzes so much as Arizona did last week. Yeah. Now let's see what Salah does.
I was going to say, I think Salah has a bigger task at hand than.
Yeah, I think the pressure's more on him than Kyle.
Absolutely.
So,
do you think? I want to ask this about Aziz. A lot of people are giving him some flack and things like that. I don't know how many people remember how significant his injuries were before he was drafted. This is a young guy who, in 2018, just a year ago, tore his MCL and ACL.
Yeah, he shredded his knee. Comparable to Lattimore.
Oh, okay. Marcus Lattimore.
Yeah.
So, do you think that he is still having lingering effects from that injury? It hasn't. It has officially been a full year, but he's been working on it for a long time.
I don't think so. I think his knee is good. I think he shows his speed and his closing speed. I think he's thinking way too much. I think he's trying so hard to make a play. He's forgetting his responsibilities and not focusing as he should be. You kind of saw it with Dre Greenlaw in the preseason. All he wanted to do was lay somebody out. He wanted to make that big play. Mm-hmm. But as the season went on and he became the starter, you saw him like the game slowed down for him. I think the game for speed for Aziz is like 100 miles an hour right now, where Dre Greenlaw is like 50 miles an hour. The game slowed down for Dre. It's not at that point for Aziz yet, but Aziz isn't on the field a quarter as much as Dre. So it's kind of like, you can't blame him, but you could, because
Right.
not a lot of teams are in base a lot. But you never know, with this offense, you might see a lot of base. I think you're going to see a lot of the big nickel versus Seattle.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting, man. That comment I just took down from Eric Sanchez, he said that he thinks the Niners are going to dominate this game, and he hasn't felt this way since the Packers game. I agree with him as far as how I felt in that Packers game. That was probably the game all season long I was most confident in. I didn't think the Packers had an answer for anything that we were doing to them on defense, and I wasn't worried about the offense, right? And I don't know if I have that same feeling of confidence. I felt like that there was no answer the Packers had for us. That's what I felt like on both sides of the ball, right? But I don't know if I feel that confident right now. And it's crazy because I think no, I don't. I think the Seahawks record is misleading this year. I was gonna say I think they're the worst double-digit win team of the season, but I don't. I think that belongs to the Patriots, believe it or not. Well, yeah, no, I am gonna give it to the Patriots. But I don't have that same level of confidence for this game. I do think we'll win, but I don't think we have that same level of confidence. How nervous are you about this game in general, man? I mean, I heard you talk about the offense. I think that Kyle's got it, but then there's this thing with, like I said, Russell Wilson in that offense has to be stopped.
See, that's the problem. Until you beat Seattle in Seattle, you're always going to be nervous. And Russell Wilson is Russell Wilson. He could be average at best from first to third quarter, but once that fourth quarter comes, it's like he's a different quarterback. Credit to him. I can't stand him. I'm tired of him. And if you want to talk about luck, see, I think, in my opinion, Seattle's one of the luckiest teams in the league. But I mean,
bro, they're so lucky that
it's crazy.
Game plan. Like, I think they practice lucky plays. It's incredible.
So, I mean, with that being said, you can't, as a fan and as a player, you can't go into this game overconfident. What you could go in as in believing in yourself and believing in your skill set and believing in the scheme and in the defensive game plan, the offensive game plan, believing in your coaches, and go play your game. That's what you can go in confident as. But honestly, I would not go in this game, cocky as hell, because the game could turn. That's a hostile environment, that stadium. If Jimmy's going to throw an interception, make it in the first quarter because he's lights out from there on in. So, I mean, it is what it is. Just believe in yourself, believe in your coaches, believe in your skill set.
We want to get the interception over with early. Let this comment here by Goat James. So you said that, if it's close in the fourth quarter, Russell Wilson's got a chance, right? You don't want to,
of course,
in that situation.
He's had a chance all season.
If the Niners are up by 12 going into the fourth quarter, is that enough of a cushion for you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would say yes if Kyle runs the ball and sticks to his game plan.
Interesting.
Because you saw it last week.
Interesting.
Arizona was up by what, 8?
But Arizona had nothing to lose. There's a big difference. There's a big difference in how you call a game with what you have to lose too.
Yeah, but how important was that game for Seattle? If they win that game.
I get that, but how important was that game for Arizona? They didn't have to be careful. That's my point. They were able to do whatever they wanted. We don't have that luxury because this game means a lot. That's what I'm saying. They can call a balls to the wall type of game plan, and hey, you just got to stop us. We're going out here practicing. Let's see how we do against these guys. They had nothing to lose. We've got a lot to lose right here. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if Kyle can go out there and just, oh man.
Listen, they got a lot to prove. This team hasn't won there since 2011. They got a lot. I mean, granted, Kyle and Co. are 0-2 up there. I think Kyle wants to win this game. I think he wants the first round off. I think he wants the home field advantage. I think this is the game. Potentially, Kyle Shanahan makes a statement. That's just my thing. Now, am I saying they're going to blow them out by 3 touchdowns, 2 touchdowns? Are they going to put a 50 burger on them? No. I think it's you don't know. You don't know. That's so freaking hard. You don't know.
No. That's what makes it exciting. That's what makes it
because the thing that you don't know is the officials could control that game.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're absolutely right. Deb's here just reminded me of another thing I wanted to talk about too, man. I want to talk about Jimmy Garoppolo relying on George Kittle too much. I don't think that's a bad thing anymore. So I've changed. Remember, I was telling you how much my opinions have changed on this. I don't have time to do this tonight. I can't do it tonight, bro. But there's gonna be. We have to do another show. We have to do another show. Are you working tomorrow?
I'm off tomorrow.
We're gonna have to do another show tomorrow. I got so much to say, bro. I have so much to say, man. This is gonna be a lot of fun. This is just the tip of the iceberg, folks. We're gonna get out of here, man. Let's wrap this thing up here. Because I'm gonna be here all night. I'm gonna end up single, and I don't want that. So I gotta
suspense. Tune in tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh my God, this is gonna be good. So, all right, guys, we're gonna wrap this thing up. We want to thank everybody out there for tuning in. As you guys can see on the banner there, smash that like button if you guys enjoyed what you saw tonight. We want to thank you all for checking us out here. Okay, guys, make sure you stop by and visit our website. It's www.nothingbutniners.com. Again, it's at the ticker at the bottom of the screen there. You'll be your one-stop shop for any and everything. I will work on a bold prediction piece. I was going to go into this whole thing about Fred Warner and some players that I want respect for, but I won't do that. Instead, when you're done watching this video, take a look at the bio for this video, and there's a link in there to our guy, Silverado Kev. He put out a really good article on Fred Warner being basically the pulse and the heartbeat of his 49ers defense. I want you guys to check that article out. Show him some love as he's writing over there for Niners Nation. Our guy Wayne popped in, but he didn't come back. I wanted to thank him for something that he sent me over the holidays here. I wanted to say thank you, but he vanished on us. So I guess I have to wait and show it to him a little bit later. But I do appreciate that. I got to find something to iron that on. I think I'm going to put it on my backpack, actually. But yeah, man, so that's going to be it for this show, man. We want to thank you guys again, guys. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and turn on your notifications as well. We're going to get up out of here, man. Tony, final words?
I saw JD was in the room. He wanted to maybe jump on tomorrow with us. JD, let us know.
Did he do his fire video yet?
I don't know. But we'll see. Maybe we can make something work, JD. Definitely, no doubt. Love to have you on. Love to talk football with you. Another knowledgeable guy. Guys, check him out. But there's a lot. There's still – we were on for an hour and 10 minutes. There's still a lot to cover. Listen, it is what it is. Big game, backs against the wall. Got to come out swinging, man. You got to go for the kill this game. The foot's got to stay on the gas and just go. Most importantly, we just got to – you can't hurt ourselves. Penalties, turnovers, can't do it. Can't do it. But watch for the alerts tomorrow. I'm going to try to do another one. And, yeah, we'll talk tomorrow. Definitely.
Yeah,
it's not too late because I got to get up early. Saturday.
No. I understand that. You know I'm on call, so I can't commit to a time right now, guys. Otherwise, I would. But we will bring you guys.
Click that button.
Yeah, I promise to bring you guys some content. So, all right, guys, I'm going to turn this into a podcast. So if you jumped in late or you jumped in early and you didn't stay for the entire thing, you can go back and take a listen to it. All right, guys. So we're going to get up out of here. And on that note, we're going to wrap this up the way we always do. Prepare for glory, anticipate pain, but always remain faithful.